Hello there guys, welcome back. So at the moment what we're going to do is we're going to start working on how to set up the project and the preferences within Nuke. So at the moment I just wanted to notice something. If I select this file, okay, so I got this resolution 1920 by A18. If I select this guy here, and I will get a different one. If I select even this one, I will have a different one. This one here, this is something that I create here called a checkable, and the checkable is something that comes with Nuke. You go here, if you go into constants, here you go constant, checkable, color bar. If I go color bar, you see I go another one, but you see that the resolutions are consistent because that is the base resolution, or the resolution that comes with actually with Nuke by default. So if you want to check this so that every time you bring an image, it's automatically formatted to this, or every time you render something, it's automatically formatted to, let's say, this setup, then you have to put this setup to be your default. In order to do that, you just have to select here on the node graph anything, nothing, just nothing selected, and press S. And then when you press S here, the property called the project settings, and here I will tell you the frame range. Okay, normally this frame range is adjusted automatically when you bring the first images. So you frame the first image here, and it's the image sequence, I don't know, 2000 frames. Then here it would say 1 to 2000 because that's the image sequence that you brought in. Okay, so we're gonna go through image sequences in a minute, so don't worry about that. So at the moment, obviously, this is what, because you only brought a single image, it just that's the default to do 1 to 100. Okay, the frame per second is 24 because, you know, if you're working at 25 frames per second, then you put 25. You're working at 60, you put it there, and so forth. So here the full size format, this is the one that comes by default. You see, so when we're selecting this guy here, 2048 by 1552. Is here, is this 2048 by 1552. This is the 2K Super 35 full aspect ratio. So that is the stuff that comes automatically with Nuke, because you haven't set it up. So whatever you bring in, it will take its own stuff, its own resolution. And so what we do is we need to put this to be the default. So in this case we have this one, which is 1920 by A18. Okay, so if I press S here and I click this drop down menu here, to give me a lot of preset. You got 1080, 720, PAL 1069, all that stuff that goes, it's just video formats and jargon stuff. You got 4K, all that stuff here, and normally the ones that you have here, sometimes it appears here at the end, the one that you just been using. You see, you only add here this one, the ones that you have been sort of using at the moment. So if you want this to have a name, you can either just select this one here, and then automatically you see that's the one that we're going to be using for now. So every time now, these guys are 1920 by A1A. So anything you use within now that comes with Nuke, any of this constant, automatically will be shaped to this resolution. And obviously this one was already being original, because that's its original size. You had to reformat it. If you put another node called reformat, I think no reflections, called reformat, I think it is, yeah, reformat. So you see automatically, because you set it up in a project, it automatically goes to 1920 by A18. Okay, so whatever you have here in the settings, then that's the one you're going to be using. Okay, so now I'm reformatting this image. So I think it's to format, to box. So now to box, to format, and now this image is being reformatted to match the 1920 by A1A. But then there is a little bit of a problem because this image doesn't comply with this size. Okay, and then whatever goes outside is being stretched out like this. But we're gonna be talking about that later on when we talk about like the bounding box within Nuke. But don't worry for that for now. So in this case, you have to rescale the thing and then rescale it up so it matches the size. But at the moment, the important thing is that whatever you bring in terms of this stuff here within Nuke, or you want to reformat an image, automatically goes back to this guy, because that's the one you put by default in the project settings. So if I press S again, at the moment this guy hasn't got a name. If you want this guy to have a name, you can probably select this and you say edit, and then it put automatically the width and the size here, and you can call it this. You call it my, I don't know, until the day breaks, which is the name of the project that I work until the day breaks, render just format, I suppose, and that's it. So you got that. Say okay, so now you got the name here. So, and every time as well when you type a anything here, if you want to put again, you press tab, reformat. Now this guy here, you see now he goes to the root and he has the until the day breaks format here, you see? So you can now use that one as well. So which is pretty much the same. So here, until they break, this is the default. So anytime you bring something in, it's been default to that. Okay. So that's the thing you need to do. You have to make sure this can be changed. Obviously, if you need more frame, then you come here and you change it. You need a different frame rate, you change it. If you need to change here the size of the stuff that you'll be working on, and then whatever you bring in, you can reformat it with that. Then you can change it. You can create new ones, and then use obviously this is the default one that you've been using. You can change a different number. And let's cancel this, and you can edit the one or you can delete the one that you've been doing. Okay, so that's fine. At the moment we just took the one that came with this guy, take those parameters, and then but you see now here, you see now you got the nice name. Now the name is UDB format. Okay, so until the day break format. So now it's all there for you. Okay, the same goes here, the same goes there. So that's the format that you have now. Okay, 1920 by 818. Okay, so as you set that up, and I think the rest is pretty much the same. This is pretty much the stuff you need to do. Color here, this is more advanced things. So you're gonna use stuff like red cameras and things like that. That's more complicated stuff. But this is the viewer here. If you wanna have a different views for stereo, like, and then you go Python stuff here. You go the type of font, things like that. You can change here. But this is pretty much what you need to always keep an eye on. You can have settings as well and put in a different script directory and stuff. But this is pretty much what you need to set up for your project. So that's all we need to worry about. The other thing as well that you might need to set up is here into the preferences. You go into edit preferences, and here you go here something called the general here. Now I noticed that if the default is 30, which is just you save every 30 seconds. So every time you work with something like this, it automatically, let me see here in the project folder here, it creates this guy, for example, the underscore NK nuke and this little wiggly thing. We mean that this is like the backup. So if something crashes 30 seconds, you only lose 30 seconds of work. Now if your script gets really big, then your computer will freeze for a few seconds every 30 seconds, which is not very productive. So what I did was, I was working with a project which has, the nuke script was about 120 meg. So every 30 seconds I was saving 120 meg, and it was actually lagging because it was too much. So what I did was I put every 5 minutes, 300 seconds. You can put 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes, so it's up to you. So I put this works fine for me, and I think that's all we have to set up here. You go here in performance, the caching, you can increase I think the size of the cache and stuff like that. You're gonna get more memory. Hardware, I think this is the one we have here. Localization, this is all the more advanced stuff. This is for the QuickTime decoder. Put it 4 or 8, no more than that. That'll be fine. And that's it. That's all we have to do. Once you save this is fine. When you reopen Nuke, that should be all taken care of. Okay. So that's it for now, guys. Next tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to export and read image sequences. It's something that we will be doing in class, but it's gonna show you here quickly how to do that. Okay, so what happened when you read an image sequence, what happened when you export an image sequence. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop it right now. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.